There is a secret to kerning that I'm about to teach you in this video. If you stick long enough to the end, you would get it. Hello people, this is Choksteke. We're back here for another episode of a little bit of knowledge on designing and graphics design and vector design also. So, kerning and tracking. What is the difference? What does it mean? And how do you do it? Well, tracking, anybody does that. Everybody actually does that. If you've written words in Microsoft Word before, took Word documents, you would find that you could space out the thing. It looks so long. If you know, that was a secret we did at school when we wanted to write legibly. You would write it and give like huge spaces between the words and it go far. That is basically tracking. But kerning is where the trick really is. Kerning is where the deceit lies. Well, I'd like to teach you exactly how it works. But first and foremost, for those who do not even know what kerning and tracking is, I think I'm going to have to start from the very top. I'll explain everything in this video and you would get to understand the meaning, the differences, and how to do it properly. But before we dive in, this morning I checked my statistics and I realized that 99% of my viewers are not subscribers. You watch the content, you consume the knowledge, but you do not want to subscribe to the channel. Well, I can't do anything more. I can only say please do hit the subscribe button after watching the video or while watching the video so that you could see more of my content. It helps me see that people are valuing this knowledge, people understand what I am saying, and people learn and gain value from the content I release. Also, like and comment. If you have questions, if you have something you do not understand, or there's a challenge you face, or you just want to reach out to me, please leave a comment in this video and other videos of mine and also other creators. With this, let's head right into kerning and tracking. So right off the bat, what is kerning? Kerning is basically the space between two characters. Let's just assume this is letter I, this is letter I. You see the space I have here, right here, that is it, kerning. This space right between these two letter I's, that is what kerning is. Tracking is the uniformity of the space between a series of words or a word. So let's assume this is I, and it's a word called I. Just saying. But you can see that the space between this is not really uniform, but for it to look proper and balanced, not all the time does it need to be evenly spaced. But in this case that they are actually the same thing, just that some fingers are shorter than the other, it's supposed to have like same spacing. So this is what tracking basically is, the spacings between my finger that forms a word or a series of words. So this is I, you get the drift. Now let's take it up into an artboard. I would leave this artboard below for you guys to practice with, and in case you forget and want to remember, I'll leave a link in the description where you can always go back to view and probably download. I don't know if I'll be able to download it, but there'll be a link that will show you this every time you really need to go back and look at kerning and tracking. So let's jump into it. Kerning is the space between two letters. Like I explained, I put my two fingers and that space. So this red space between the letter E and arrow, that is kerning. The space between the arrow and N, this is kerning. The space between the K and the E, that is the kerning. Now for you to understand it, kerning is being done using the typeface. Actually, kerning, like it's written in this artboard, says kerning is totally dependent on your typeface. Absolutely dependent on your typeface. There is no, like I said, there is no mathematical derivative or style or calculation to put you to understand that this is the appropriate space. It's more like an optical illusion thing. It's a head of thing. You look at it and it looks good. You look at it and it doesn't look good. That is basically what you can do. So standard writing, we write from the left to the right. For example, if I write kerning in let's just say Myriad Pro, right? So this is kerning. But also if I should switch to, I don't know if I have an Arabic type font, Let's see if I have something Arabic. I don't think I have anything Arabic. I've never done anything Arabic. Okay, so there's Chinese. All right, so there's Chinese. So let's use Chinese, and I'm writing kerning. Let's use something not clean, something not English, basically. Something that has more like symbols. Okay, so this, I don't know what it is, but it's symbol. So this is actually kerning in that language, whatever the language is. I just want to write kerning in a foreign language that I think people, oh, okay, that's another one. Okay, no, this is Lorem Ipsum. So let's write kerning, and well, I just really want something foreign. I don't have any Chinese font. I really wish I had a Chinese or an Arabic font to explain this. So what I'm trying to say is this: there are some writings where you write from your left to your right, and there are some writings where you write from your right to your left. So to understand this, in case you're one of those people who writes from right to left, so you're viewing me, it's going to be like your right to your left. If you know, Arabic is actually written like this. Oh, I have a board, I just remembered. So Arabic is written something like this. So you can see it's coming from here to here, unlike standard English, which is written like this. So it's going like this. Basically, that is what I was trying to explain right here, where I say standard writing and Arabic kerning. That is what I'm trying to explain right here. So professional softwares like Adobe Illustrator and I think Inkscape also has kerning allowances. Microsoft Word, I think there's a way you could actually kern in Microsoft Word. I'm not so sure, I can't remember. I don't use that one so often. But in that case, this is it. Kerning is something that you can adjust in Adobe Illustrator. Why? Because, well, it is a graphics design tool and it is a vector design tool, meaning you are going into details, like a scalable detail all the way to the bottom. There's this app called Glyph by Adobe. It is also used to make fonts. In there, you'll find out that you can also still kern and really create a proper kerning space between your letters. So let's practice. If you want to kern this, right between the arrow and the N, if you come to under the character tab, you will find set the kerning between two characters. And then for tracking, you see set the tracking between selected characters. This is what I have been trying to explain. Kerning is between two characters, and tracking is when you're doing the kerning with uniformity between multiple characters. So let's kern. Let's see what happens when we kern. We're kerning K to the N. Now, you see that major imbalance between K and N? It's imbalanced because of the arrangement of other things. Now, let me show you why I say it's imbalanced because of the arrangement of other things. By the time I start kerning each and every one of them at 75, it's no longer gonna have a kerning problem. So do you notice that when I kerned just one or couple of letters in between, it looked awkward, but the moment you kerned all of them, it now looked uniform again. That is what kerning is. Kerning is 1 1 1 1 1. Tracking is when you kern all of them. Let's go for a little bit of tracking. I have all of this selected, and I'll track this to -75. Do you notice that it went back to being exactly the way it was, even though the kerning is 75 wide, because the tracking is 75 negative. It is literally 0 to 0, and now it is back to uniformity. So for you to be kerning, I completely assume you're dealing with a word design. So for example, you're trying to design a specific word to look appealing. It could be you're trying to create a logo, you could be trying to create a word art, you could be trying to create a masterpiece for somebody. but you're trying to just edit one word or like few amounts of word. Now, the secrets to kerning. Well, the secrets to perfect kerning is something that would really surprise you. It is the calculation. Like I said, there's no calculation, but it is like the visual and mental calculation of space between curved letters and straight letters, straight letters and straight letters, curved letters and curved letters. I know that part confused you, but don't worry, we have an artboard for that. So right here, I have an example for you to perfectly look at and use to remember how to kern properly. This is how kerning is really made simple and understandable for you. You notice between the O's, let's use this one. So I have this one here. I've already made the kerning visual, like visible. Same thing with this, same thing with this. So let's use this and this to practice. I'm going to use a bounding box. I'm going to use a normal box to draw the space between the O and the I. So let's start from here all the way to the end of the I. So this is the kerning between the O and the I. So the rules are this: two curved letters close to each other, or two curved characters close to each other. That is, that particular edge facing each other is curved, has the smallest space. A curved letter and a straight letter. So if a curved side of a letter is facing the straight side of a letter, or the straight side of a letter is facing the curved side of a letter, it has a medium kerning, a medium space. And then last but not least is when we have a straight letter and a straight letter. So the edge facing each other are both straight. That particular one has the biggest spacing. This is the practice for you. Let's run one last practice. This time I'm just going to write it out. We're going to go with O, so curved and curved, or let's just O and G, curved and curved. We have a straight edge. The back of the G is a straight edge, so we need a straight letter, I. The back of the I is a straight edge. We need a curved letter to make it. And now we need a straight to a straight. So we have curve to curve, straight to straight. Okay, so let's go curve to straight like this. Yeah, so this does everything we need. I want to run a measurement for you, and I'll be leaving this artboard as a link so you see exactly what it feels, and what it feels like to be able to understand good kerning. I'd lock on this. Let's use the measurement tool. But before we use the measurement tool, I think we'll use a line tool to mess with the very edge of this. So this is the edge. This is an edge. So I'm just going to be duplicating this all the way till I touch an edge. All right. We do not really need a dimension tool to understand this. It is absolutely clear. I don't know, but let's just go with the tool. But it is absolutely clear right now that you see that space 2.1, see that space 8.0, see that space 5. There was an error there. Sorry, there was an error there. So made a mistake here though. Well, you're getting that this spacing is around 5, this spacing is around 2, this spacing is around 8. What are the rules? I will write the rules on this artboard for you to keep. So I know this thing is quite messed up, but I strongly believe that this last part will completely modify everything you know about kerning. So this video, I have explained kerning, I've explained tracking, and there is going to be this artboard. I'll leave the link below in the description, that completely gives you a total grab of what kerning and tracking really is. I hope you find this informative, I hope you learned from this, and I hope you gained value from this video. Please, like I said at the beginning of this video, a lot of you guys are not subscribers, and I would really love to be able to get as much subscribers to be getting paid from both my clients and from YouTube. If you have a client, you could link them to me. For those of you who want to learn more, please subscribe to the channel. You could share this with your friends who are also designers who need to learn, and also do well to comment below if you do not understand something about graphics design. If you need a video on it, if you need a tutorial on it, please comment below. I would love to see your comments on this topic and other topics you know about in graphics design and vector designing. With this, I would say have a nice day or nice night, depending on when you watch this video, and I wish you best of luck at your graphics journey. See you all on the next one.